Hi kids, welcome to our lesson in English 5. We are now at quarter 1, week 3. So how are you? I hope you're doing well and you're feeling good because we're going to have another fun lesson for this week. So we're going to discuss inferring character motions, describing character traits through denotative and connotative meaning. Okay, so let's have our learning competencies and objectives for this week. So, deriving meaning from textual elements of a literary text, infer character emotions through actions and dialogue, describe character traits, feelings, and actions evident in the text using words with literal or denotative and implied or connotative meaning to describe or refer to character traits, feelings, and actions. Okay, let's have our day 1. So for day 1, let's have a short review or a short activity. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the name of figure of speech used in the given sentences. For letter A, Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Okay, so this is alliteration. For letter B, are you busy as a bee? So it's simile. For letter C, Olivia was a cheetah in the race today. It's metaphor. Letter D, during or the flowers dance to the wind. Okay, so it's personification. And letter E, his cell phone beeps during the movie. So it's onomatopoeia. Alright, okay. So now let's have our motivation for today's lesson or for this week's lesson. Okay, so for this activity, you're going to identify the animated movie where these famous lines came from. The past shouldn't be feared for it guides our future. Okay, so are you familiar with Moana? Okay, next we have some people are worth melting for. So, of course, sino bang hindi nakakakilala, no? Kay ating Princess Elsa, okay, and Anna. Number 3, the only thing that matters is what you choose to be now. So, from Kung Fu Panda. So, next, adventure is out there. Okay, so that's up. Next, fish are friends, not food. So, it's from Finding Nemo. You can focus on what's going wrong. There's always a way to turn things around. So from Inside Out. Okay, there is no greater gift than friendship. So from Ralph Breaks the Internet. And lastly, we have You Can Change Destiny. Change Your Fate. So this is from the animated movie Brave. Okay, so before we head on to day 2, let's have let's unlock our content vocabulary. So we have here how many words? We have 6 words. We have the first one, dialogue. It's a conversation between 2 or more people. Okay, so every time a person is talking to another, so you call their conversation a dialogue. Okay, and then action, it is what a character does. Character, it's a person, animal, or object or thing presented as a person in a narrative. So denotative, it's the explicit or direct meaning. So or this is the meaning straight from the dictionary itself, or it's the literal meaning. So connotative, it's or connotative or connotation, it's suggesting an associative or secondary meaning. Okay, so sometimes people give another meaning to a word. So we call that meaning the connotative meaning of the word. And gnat, one family of insect that includes flies and mosquitoes. Okay, so why do we have that? Because for day 2, we're going to read a fable. Okay, so we have here The Lion and the Gnat by Aesop. Okay, away with you, vile insect, said a lion angrily to a gnat that was buzzing around his head. But the gnat was not in the least disturbed. "Do you think," he said spitefully to the lion, "that I am afraid of you because they call you king?" The next instant, he flew at the lion and stung him sharply on the nose. Mad with rage, the lion struck fiercely at the knot, but only succeeded in tearing himself with his claws. Again and again, the knot stung the lion, who now was roaring terribly. At last, worn out with rage and covered with wounds that his own teeth and claws had made, the lion gave up the fight. The knot buzzed away to tell the whole world about his victory, but instead he flew straight into the spider's web. And there, he who had defeated the king of beasts came to a miserable end, the prey of a little spider. Oh, wow! Very powerful. So, this Aesop comes with a very powerful message to all of us. Alright, so it says or it tells us something about being humble. Okay, so although alam natin na tinalo niya, no, na kumbaga the knot was wise enough to fool and at the same time to defeat the lion, na galit yung lion, but then he was too boastful. And after being proud of himself, pinagkalat niya na natalo niya yung king of the beast, which is the lion, and then lumipad siya, only to end up being trapped in a spider's web. So makakatalo lang din sa kanya ay isang maliit lang din na gagamba. Okay, at siya na tinalo raw, no, at naisahan niya yung leon ay naging pagkain ngayon ng isang maliit na gagamba. Okay, so now let's have here our table. We have here a text evidence, and you're going to tell if it is a dialogue or action based from the text evidence, and tell us what is the emotion behind their dialogue or action, and then the trait, okay, that comes with the text evidence. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and 5. All right, 5 or 6. Okay, so let me help you out. I have here a table, okay, to summarize our text evidence, dialogue or action, and emotion. So for number 1, away with you, vile insect. So it's a dialogue and expresses an anger emotion. So very angry. Okay, so trait can be arrogant and proud. Okay, do you think that I am afraid of you because they call you king? So it's a dialogue. Then emotion, very confident. And for the trait, brave and bold. So next, he flew at the lion and stung him sharply on the nose. So it gives us an action. And emotion, very determined. Then for the trait, courageous and aggressive. Then the lion struck fiercely at the knot. Its action, frustrated, fierce and defensive. The lion who now was roaring terribly. So its action, furious, okay, or angry. Then powerful and furious. And then the knot buzzed away to tell the whole world about his victory. So with action, emotion is very proud and triumphant, and the trait is boastful and victorious. Okay, so again, when we say dialogue, it refers to the conversation between characters who usually enclosed between quotation marks. So when we are reading, okay, and when we are reading a story, so when it is enclosed between quotation marks, so it gives us a hint that this is a dialogue or there is a conversation between the characters. Okay, so next we have actions. So when we talk about actions, it can be identified by the verbs used in the sentences to state what a character does. Okay, so when we saw, okay, and we find a verb, okay, in a statement or in the text, so it gives us a hint that there is an action. Okay, so may action o may ginagawa doon sa kwento na ating binabasa, or it gives us, kumbaga, binibigyan niya tayo ng, pinag-i-imagine niya tayo kung ano yung ginagawa ng character doon sa kwento. And then we also have emotion. So emotion refers to one's feeling or subjective response towards something. So kapag nagkakaroon ng dialogue, okay, in story, so usually it comes up with emotion. That's why kapag ini-interpret into a stage play or skit, dapat it comes with emotion. So, kung paano in-express ng character sa story yung kanyang dialogue ay makikita sa emotion, no, kapag ginawa natin into a skit or a role play. And then of course, kapag may emotion, mas nadadala yung readers, no, mas naintindihan ng readers yung pinagdadaanan ng character at mas incorporate siya, no, mas naiintindihan niya, mas nadadama niya yung feeling ng character sa story. Okay, next we have the character traits. It describes the character's personality, which is evident by the words they say or the actions they do. So, minsan nababasa natin, no, yung ugali ng character depende sa mga ikinikilos niya sa kanyang pananalita within the story. So, from how he moves and plays into the story and how he talks with the other characters, so nakikita natin kung what type of character he or she is portraying. At ano ba yung ugali niya? Mabuti ba? Masama ba? Mayabang ba? Very proud? Or very humble? Okay. So that is character traits. So sa madaling salita, ito yung ugali ng ating character sa isang story. Okay, so for day 3, okay, we have character trait word bank. So you're going to read each of the text evidence. So this time you have to provide the denotative and connotative meaning of the highlighted words. Then determine the trait by choosing a word from the character trait word bank. So you need to select all that applies. So meaning to say, so pwedeng 2 beses, 3 beses yung magamit yung ating sagot from the word bank. Okay, so you're going to give the denotative meaning, the literal meaning, and then the connotative meaning. So the meaning behind, okay, the statement. And then you're going to give the trait. So you're going to choose from this word or character trait word bank. So are you ready? So we have here text evidence and then a highlighted phrase or words. Okay, so let's have the first one. So the highlighted phrase is she said with a warm smile. So denotative meaning of warm smile, okay, kapag literal, nakahulugan, kumbaga mainit na pagngiti, ano? But then for connotative meaning, very welcoming yung smile na binigay niya. Okay, and then what is the trait? Okay, so yun yung ating example. So that's how you're going to answer this one. The denotative meaning of the highlighted words, give its literal meaning, and then connotative meaning. Okay, you can read first the text evidence because perhaps iba yung pagpapakahulugan niya dito, no? Hindi yung alam natin na kapag binasa natin. Kumbaga, it depends on the context on how it was used in the story. Okay, and then the trait. So you're going to choose from the character trait word bank a while ago. Okay, he was tired. Okay. Number 3, Lily felt a warm glow. Okay, David felt his heart race. Okay. So we have here our answer key. So we have kind, compassionate for number 1. 2, we have determined, resilient. Number 3, we have selfless and compassionate. 4, brave and courageous. And 5, creative and persistent. So for day 4, let's have your takeaway for this lesson. So what are you going to take away with you when you go home? So take away something you will remember. So okay, so it's like this one. So when you take away, literal meaning, what will you take or get with you when you go, or take away with you when you go home? So it's literal na parang take out. Okay, but when we talk about connotative meaning, something you will remember from this lesson. All right. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much for being with me and for staying with me. I hope you learned something new from our lesson for this week. So thank you so much. I'm Teacher Isa. So continue to read different narratives so that it would expound your vocabulary as well. So I'm Teacher Isa. Thank you so much and see you again. Bye bye.